Hello guys, welcome to the video of day 13 and let's see what we will learn today. We will learn in the part 1 of the video, that is fragments, and in the part 2 of the video we will be learning recycler view and card view. Now let's move on to this fragments topic. Okay, then what are fragments? Okay, let me tell you in the simple words. Like it is a whole screen. In simple words, if I want to say that one whole screen is equivalent to one activity, right? You agree, right? Like the whole screen. In the before previous videos, we were learning intents. In that case, we were switching. Like if you want to go from one screen to another screen, we will be using intents, right? Like from switching from login page to another pages. But what if I want to use two or more activities or two or more operations in single screen, in a main screen itself? What how can I use it? To make it possible, these fragments are introduced. Okay, in the words, if we want to say it in the exactly means, it is that in Android, fragments are the modular section of an activity design. Okay, and these are used to represent the behavior of user interface. What is user interface? It is an uh, it is that what we see on the screen, like design. In simple words, user interface matlab designs. Okay, in an activity. This means this is the fragments is one of the sections, like linear layout, relative layout, that type. These fragments are also the sections inside the main activity. Okay, then by using fragments, flexible UI designs can be created that can be adjusted based on the device screen size, such as tablets and smartphones. By what it mean flexible UI designs, like if I want to use a single screen, uh, so that I can design whatever UI I want. Like I want to show some details in a single view, the which is possible in activity 1 and activity 2, like we were switching using intents, right? In similar way, I want to show it in a single activity itself. This fragments helps me. Okay, these fragments as its own life cycle, like Android application development. I was when I started this Android course, at the starting stage of this Android development, I told you Android has having its own life cycle. I performed one programming also, right? I recorded one video regarding the activity cycle. Similar to this fragments will also have be having this one life cycle. Okay, then fragments can be added or removed in an activity while activity is running in Android. It can be removed or it can be added, it can be edited, whatever it may be in the while the activity will be running. Okay, then let's see. Then generally in Android, the fragment must be included in an activity. Okay, means um, if you want to flexible UI, like you want to good designs or good user interface with the application, then what you want to do, you must have to include at least one fragments. Okay, that life cycle will always be affected by the means this due to main activity, we can this fragment activity life cycle will also be affected. If I say in case if we pause an activity, like if we pause an main activity, like by going back or going home button or clicking on the home button, the fragments related activity, like fragments working will be also stopped. Okay, will also be stopped. Then we will be using this fragment tag similar to the linear layout. We will be using like this tags for the fragments. Okay, then it can be implemented using without having any user interface or UI. Okay, this is what fragments how work. Okay, in simple words, if I want to say you that fragment is nothing but an one kind of sub activity. Okay, in the main activity, it is a sub activity which give the facility to provide multiple purpose in single screen, like multiple activities or multiple operation can be performed under a single screen or under a main activity itself. Okay, and this fragments is generally or it implemented from the honeycomb Android version. Okay, means API 3, I think so. It is implemented from that. Before that, if you want to use for before that applications or Android versions, you want to use compatibility libraries. Okay, then let's see the example of fragment. This is in this case you can understand easily. Okay, this is one of the example for the fragment. I have downloaded it, this pic from the Android Studio, this one developers website. See, this is a tablet and this is a handset. Okay, if I want to use the fragment, this is how fragment looks. This will be, for example, take an example of the Gmail. You are using one tablet and you are want to open a Gmail, and you have opened the Gmail, where in the Gmail all the mails, like this one is from Android app development, or this is from the school, college, all the mails are listed here, right? And then if you click on this mail ID or this mail, then it will show you in detail view beside it, right? It don't redirect you to the another screen. It will uh, just show you beside you. Say, like if I select any item here, then it will show me in the beside it, like it is saving more screen size. Okay, because these tablets will be having more screen size, so that these fragments can be used to display many screens like this, details in details. See, this is one activity A contains, this one will be the fragment A and this one will be the fragment B. Okay, when I select fragment A, when I select some things like some items from the fragment A, then it will be shown inside the fragment B. Uh, in similar to this handset, when we come to handset, we can use this fragments directly or indirectly. Like if I select this item A in the activity A of fragment A, then it will show me inside the fragment B. Like this also we can use, but we can also use by creating two activities. Okay, activity A, activity B, which contains fragments A and fragments B. It will auto recall the results and all those things. Okay, in the handset case, when we go into the coding part, when we create an application, then it will be much easier to understand by you guys. Okay, then in this case I will explain you in deep now. Let's see. Yeah, I hope you can understand here now. See, this is a activity A frag which contains fragment A. Okay, and this is other screen, which is been redirecting when I click at this item. This is a activity B which contains fragment B. When I click this item 4, it will just redirect it to the activity B which is containing the fragment B automatically. Okay, this is when if I click this item 2, then it will redirect me to the its details what are stored inside this button is redirecting me to the another screen. Okay, and this now let's see fragment activity life cycle. Okay, how it is what are the activities are there in this fragments. Then let's see. See, this is a fragment is added. Okay, when we add inside the main activity, it shows us fragment is added. And these are all the method calls. Similar to the Android application development, it will be also having some method calls. Okay, see, first method is that on attach, then it goes to on create. We will see the description here once I will explain this, and then we will move on to the description what this means and all those things. Let me show you. Let me say. First, a fragment is added, then it moves into the on attach method, and then it creates on it enters the on create method, and after that it moves into on create view method, and after it comes this one on activity created. When this activity will be created, then it moves into this method, and then it goes to the on start method, and then it moves into the on resume method. And then the fragment will be active. Let's see till this on resume. Okay, let's see. This is what does this on attach method do. Just in the description I have included only single lines, okay, to understand you better. uh, this okay, let's see. This description, this on attach, what it do is, it is called when the fragment has been associated with an activity, which means when I include fragment inside the main activity or the activity, then what happens is this method will be called. Okay, then what happens when, when the method, when this on create method is called, it is used to initialize the fragment. Like if I want to initialize some data types, uh, initialize some variables to a data type, I will directly initialize the, right. Similar to this, we want to initialize the fragment, so this onCreate method will help us to initialize the fragment. In similar way, this onCreate view, okay, what does that onCreate view do? It is used to create a view hierarchy associated with the fragment. Means it will create something displayed. Okay, if I want to display two or more than screens, like two or more things inside one single screen, then this method will helping me to create an hierarchy, okay, associated with the fragment. Then it moves into the on activity created. What is this? It is called when the fragment activity has been created. Like in this, you by using this on create, the method will be created, the fragment will be created, right? So what happens when this fragment activity has been created? Then the this also initializer, this on activity created does the both things at a time and stores it, and then it moves into the on start. What on start do? It obviously make the fragment visible. Or what it means that fragment visible, it will show or it will display the operations. Like if I want to show two or more screens, two or more operations like text view and some buttons under a main screen, then I can show you, and then it can make visible, okay, this on start. Then comes on resume method. Okay, what it do? It is used to make the fragment visible in an activity. Means from getting back, okay, on start. If we want to resume the service of the fragment, right? So it is used to make the fragment visible in an activity. It is this on start. Don't confuse. This on start will make the fragment only visible, and like it will be setting the fragment to fragment status to visible. But this on resume you is will make that fragment visible in an activity. Inside the activity, it will make that to status that visible, okay, on the activity. And then the fragment will be active, and then it moves into the on pause. Let me read this. User navigates backward or fragment is removed or replaced. If the user, like if am using the phone, there are some fragments. If I press it on the back button, then it navigates from the backward. Then what happens? It will move into the on pause method. Or else there is another case, that is the fragment is added to the back stack, then removed or replaced. Means if I make it to the back stack, like if I use the back button, or if I want to switch from the detailed view to the least view, like this is inside. In this case, what happens if I read this, okay, all the description inside this I read, and then what I want to do, I want to go back to this item list so that I can select the another item. Then I will click the back button, right? So it want to take me to this case. It is saying that backstack means that one. Okay, I want to move from this description to back to this list. Okay, and then it will be on the on pause state. The fragment will be on the on pause state. See, it is called when fragments is non longer visible. Like we can't, if we are not seeing the fragment on the screen, then it will be in the on pause method. Okay, on pause method is called. Then it indicates that the user is leaving the fragment. Like it will say that it is indicating the system that when I press the back button, it says user is not viewing the fragment. Like that message it will pass on. And then on stop, it is called to stop the fragment using on stop method. Okay, means if I want to stop the fragment, or if I go back from the application itself, then the fragment should stop its working, right? So this method will be called. And then this is the on destroy view. Okay, on destroy view, this view hierarchy which associated with the fragment, it is similar to the uh, Android activity life cycle. Okay, but what happens here is, this destroy view, it destroys only the view of the fragment. Okay, only it destroys the view. Like, see, like, it will destroy the this one on created view will be destroyed here. Okay, and then on destroy method is called to final cleanup, like it want to fully destroy the fragment state, and it should go back to the original state. And then on detach, it is the method called immediately after the fragment dissociated from the activity. Like, when fragment is detached, like, or we have attached this on attach when the fragment has been associated, right? When this fragment is removed, then it should automatically go to the detached state or detach method. So we will be using this on detach method. Okay, but one thing is that this fragment is different from the activity life cycle. Okay, means this activity life cycle is different, and the whole thing, this fragment activity life cycle is different. Means, that is the other case, like we were creating main activity using that, while creating new we were using activity. When we go into the coding part, then you can easily understand what is the difference between fragment and the activity. Okay, main activity and all those things. Now understand the some basics. Okay, anyway, but we will be using some methods inside our coding part. Okay, these are some methods. Okay, this is one of the method, like on attach, called when the fragment has been associated with the activity. The activity is passed in here. Like, when we call the fragment, it is this on attach method is called. Okay, and then it goes to the on, and we use this on create view to call to create the view hierarchy. uh, to create a view, we will be calling this on create method. Okay, on create view method. And then on creative on activity created, called when the activities on create method has returned its value, something like that. And then these two are some, like, on to destroy some view and to detach from the activity fragment, we will be using these methods. Okay, now let's move into the Android Studio, and let's code. Now let's see uh, how to create a fragments. Before that, let me create a new project file. Okay, new project, and then I'm selecting this empty activity, and I will name this as fragment. Okay, uh, let it be the same. Location be also the same one, and language means Java. Let it be Java itself. And minimum SDK may be of more than it. Let it be this 4.1 itself. Next, I will click on finish. Then let me close this and move to the new project. Okay, close it. Now it's opening, it's loading. The browser is building. Let's wait for a while. Browser is syncing now. Now it has been loaded. Now, see, for example, this is the same projects like what we were creating before, and it is having one main activity .xml file, and one main activity .java file. Okay, which is common, it should have. But now we want to create an fragments. Fragments is of two types basically. Like, it will be having, we require two fragments, because at least two fragments, because it want to show me one display in the list view and one in the format of detail. Like, if I click that item one in the list view, then it should provide me the detailed view inside the detailed view. So in the intents we were creating, we were going to this app and Java, and then this com.example.fragment. There we were right clicking here, and then we were creating a new activity, right? Like this, going to this new and then clicking on activity. But uh, instead of clicking on activity, we will click on fragment, and then we will move into the fragments list. But we don't require any of these kind of fragments. Okay, we will just click on fragment blank. We will select this fragment blank. Okay, now it will show me the dialog box. Okay, and then fragment name, maybe let it be list. First one will be the list view. Okay, let it be with the list view. List view. And then fragment layout name, maybe fragment list view. Okay, it's okay. And then source language must be Java. This fragment will also create one XML file and one Java file. Okay, let me show you and see. This got created one XML file and one Java file. And let me create another uh, fragment that is for detail. Okay, let it be list detail. Detail. And then this is a fragment layout name, which is used to create an XML file, okay, and Java file. Okay, this is the source language. Click on finish. Sorry, I wanted to rename it. Let me rename this by deleting it. This detail. Delete this fragment list detail view also. Okay, it's been deleted. Now let me go back to this right click, fragment, and then fragment blank. Let me say it as a detail view. Okay, fragment detail view. Let it be Java. Okay, it's finished. Now it has also created one XML file and one Java file. See, the in the intents we were using activities, like by clicking on this new file and going to the wait a minute, going to this activity and selecting the empty activity, right? But in this case, what we will do, we will go into the right click new, and we will select the fragment, and we will import this blank method. Okay, and it will create one Java file and one XML file similar to the activity. Okay, now what I will do, I will just go to this fragment detail view, by going to detail view, and I will select the coding part. And then what I will do, I will just change this frame layout. Okay, frame layout to linear layout itself, and do use the suggestions so that you don't get any errors. And then let me change this whole thing. Let me remove this, and then let me go to the list view, and let me go to the coding part, and then it is in the XML file, right? Linear layout, and I will remove this text view whole thing, and then let me go to the main activity, and let me change this Android constraint layout to the linear layout itself. Okay, let me remove this text view. Let me give the orientation. Let me not give now. I will show you this afterwards. Let me go back to this detail view, and let me add one color for this detail view. Okay, background. It's new, guys. I'll be adding one color. Background and let it be some uh, no, it's some gray. I don't want gray. And, now on primary, okay, let it be this white or cream, I think. The design, this is the same color. Choose. Let me open this color section and choose from there. Purple 200. Let me choose this purple 200. Okay. Yeah. If I go to the design part, see, I change it to the design part. Let me set it to the system UI. Good. Okay. Me go to this list view and let me set it this color to the um, purple 700. This is the one dark one, or let this color be okay. It's okay. See, this is the dark one, or let me interchange it because list view will be in the light color and this detail view will be in the dark color. Okay, let it be this code and change this to 7, and then I will go to this code and then 200. Let me change this 200. We use 500. Let it be 200 itself. Okay. Then let me see the design. Yeah, just change the color. Okay. See. But now what I want to is I will add the uh, orientation from this. See, if there is a fragment constraint view. I will just drag it here inside. We are working now inside the main XML. Okay. See, it is asking me which are all the view that before this we want to create the fragments. Okay. If you not created the fragment, then it won't ask you. This will be empty. Okay. So better create before going to add this fragment inside the activity. In this case what happens is a fragment this list, when I click on the list view like first item, then it will redirect me to the fragments details view, like it will show me the details. But that process what like this, it will take me to the fragment detail, right, from list view to detail view with the help of this main activity itself. So we will be declaring this fragment view inside the this one inside the main activity itself. Okay, now let me first call the list view. Okay, and then let me import it, and then I want to also import this detail view. Let me import it also. Detail view. Okay, now it's well and good. Let me change this UI to system UI. Okay, but what I want to do is let me change the uh, orientation. Let it be the landscape. Okay, because the fragment will look better inside the landscape mode, because like we can see in detail more. If we use inside this portrait mode, what happens is portrait mode, then fragment will be of this type and there will be smaller size of the screen, so we can't display much inside this portrait mode, so we will be using landscape mode. But when we create like this, it will be of having also the portrait view, but we want to disable it. How to disable it, we will see it in the future. Okay, future of this video. But now what I want to do is I want to just take this. See, it has been created now, fragment 1 and fragment 2. Here it is the fragment one. Let me first go to this container view and change the height to wrap content match parent. Okay, then you can easily see. Then let me change it for the detail also. Now both the things are set to things. Then what I want to do, I want to, there is an error. See, it is giving me the error. What is that error? It is saying that an Android fragment, it don't know which layout to choose. Like I have declared two fragments, right? But it don't know which layout color to apply here or which layout to be used inside the first fragment. So I will be selecting this one in the error itself. I will be selecting use at layout fragment, or you can go to the thing here and search for the wait a minute. Let me show you. After adding, let me show you. Okay, now first layout is been added here. Let me add another layout also. See, now it's been looking good, right? Like it is the list view one and this is the detailed view. Okay, see now layout has inside the layout which layout I'm using, it is showing me first layout is of fragment list view and this is of fragment detail view. But before that, let me change this element id to first one to layout list view. Yes, let it be list fragment into, and let it be detail fragment into, okay, let me zoom this, okay, right? Okay. I hope you guys can understand, see it. uh, hmm. Now what we will do is, now I will set the orientation to horizontal because um, in the landscape mode while using fragments, I want to display it side by side, not by one after the other. Because if this is the list view, or if this is the menu that I want to select, and the details must be shown in this view, right? So I will be using horizontal, obviously horizontal, right? Then what I will do, I will just add the, I will just, this view must be smaller and this detail view must be bigger, right? So for that, what I will do is I will just go to the coding part, and for both fragments, I will make the layout width to 0 dp, okay, and then layout width to 0 dp for both the things. Let me see in the design. See, it won't change anything when this layout width is set to 0. What happens is this layout weight will come into the play. What is the layout weight? Layout weight matlab, uh, if I, this is one part and this is one part, this whole screen is considered as the two parts, okay, and the screen is divided by 1 by 2. Like one is getting its half of the page to display and another is getting half of the layout, okay. Like this whole thing will be having, this whole linear layout is weight is 2, and it is giving some parts, dividing 2 as parts as 2 and dividing it in the equal share. If I said 1 1, then whole layout weight will be 2, then it is dividing equally, like this is 1 and this is 1. Let me show you. Let this fragment be 1 and let this be 2. And now let's move into the design. See, now it is showing me there are now three weights, okay. When I add this layout weight matlab sum of um parts. Okay, see, when I add this, whole layout is of 3 size. Okay, this linear layout is of 3, having weight 3. And if I give the part has 1 for fragment list and 2 for fragment uh, detail, what happens is this whole screen is divided by 3 parts. And if I give this list viewer 1 part, and this will be of 1/3 share. Okay, and this detail view is getting now 2 by 3 share. Okay, this is how weight works. Then let's move on to the run the application. Okay, let me see. When I run the application, now 2 fragments is set inside the main activity. Let's see how it display for us. And now Gradle is building. See, let's wait for the building the Gradle. You know, emulator has been started and it's loading the state, but the Gradle is still building, so it won't install any of the applications inside the phone. Let it be. See, now Gradle build has been started. Gradle build has been finished, and see now in this application it is displaying the nice look of the fragment. 2 fragments it has been displaying now, but we don't want to be displayed like this, like 2 fragments to be displayed inside main activity while it's in the portrait mode. That we don't want. Let's see in the few upcoming upcoming. Let's fix this error. Now let me rotate it. Then let's see. It's rotating, but it should also rotate the phone, but I don't know why it's not rotating. Okay, now it's rotated. See, it's this will be the list view and this will be the detail view, where we will be adding some lists here and some detailed view inside this details. Okay, let me go back to the Android applications, to Android Studio. Let me resize this first. Okay, now let me close this. Okay, now let me go to the list view first, and let me erase all the things. Like, let me erase this background. And let me go to the detail view. Before going to that, let me add the orientation to uh, vertical. Sorry. Okay, let it be vertical. Let's go back to design. And now what I will do is, in the list view, I want the list to be displayed. So what we will be using, we will be using the list view. As I explained in the starting of the videos, I explained some basics. We will be seeing more about this list view in the upcoming videos. Okay, but for now let's see how to add the list view. Go to legacy, and there will be list view, and just drag it into the linear layout. Okay, but see, we are adding the list view inside the fragments, not in the activity main or main activity. Okay, just observe when I switch. Okay, now we added this list view inside the this one fragment list view. Okay, see, now I have dragged this list view to the fragment, and let me go to the coding part. See, let me change first the element ID of it. And it has list. Yeah, let it be list itself. Okay, now let's change it to list element ID. So we have imported the list now, but it is not showing the list, right? Because of this action bar, it is not showing. Let me shift it back to the normal thing. See, it is displaying the item 1, item 2, item 3. This is called as a list view. Okay, and then let's go back to the let's switch it back to the system UI, and then let's go to this list view.java file. Then let me remove this and all these things. comments, and here what you want to do is in the first case, when you go into the fragments java file, then if you are using this list view, then what you want to do is you want to do extends list view. Okay, list fragment. Okay, you want to select list fragment for this list view, which helps you in attaching the list. Okay, or this list fragments is used to use the list inside this java files. Okay, now I will remove these some unnecessary things. Let me clear all this. Now let me remove this new instance also. Instead of deleting one by one, let me delete whole things like this. Selecting all, let me erase it. Now we want to import some other methods. Let me show you. Let's go to uh, generate, generate, and then go to this override methods. Then import on attach. See this one on attach context void. Not this on attach fragment. We want to select this on attach. Okay, let me import it first, and then we want to import another methods. See here. Let me clear this all. Okay. Non null. Let it be only context. Okay. Then before that, this on attach helps to associate. Okay, it is associated with the activity, and this context is calling the activity to perform the operations. Then we want to call another method. Let's go to generate. Oh, sorry. Let's go here and let me go to the generate again, and then override methods and search for on activity created. Sorry, created on activity created. Okay, let me put this. Okay. Imported on activity created has been imported now. Okay, let me clear this label bundle. This on created method is imported when the process finished. Okay, when the process has been finished in the create method, this on create activity created method will be uh, called. And before this, I want another method that is I will import it by using this generate uh, override methods, and then search for on list item click. Okay, this one I want to import this on list item click. Okay, click on OK. It will just import it. Clear this comment, and now I will hit enter, and let me clear this also super. Okay, let me clear this super dot, and let me come back to it afterwards. First we will create an list. Let me copy this whole thing and let me list the first side. Inside this on activity created method, we will write some, we will initialize array list. Okay, now as I told before, I will add the array list. Array list matlab in Java, I told it in the array what is the array list and how it works. I'll just write array list and array list, and in this list view array list is required so that we can store the values inside this array, sorry, in this list, like this, after the one and the other these arrays are used as an adapter, so we will be using array list here. And array list must be of string type. List is a string data type, right? So we will be using string. Then we will be typing, we will be giving the name for array list as data, then is equal to new. We will be creating a new memory allocations, and then we are now just think that we are creating an object, okay. And here you can also write string. If not, it's okay if you don't write string, let it be open itself, okay. Now what I will do is I will just add three datas, okay. Namely, how to add data in the array list. We will be adding the data using like this data dot add, right? Data dot add, sorry, is equal to data dot add, sorry, not is equal to, use parenthesis, and inside that let me type uh, one after that, so this is line 1, okay. Then let me add the line 3 data add inside that 2 dot, this is line 2. Then let me add another line data dot add 3 dot, this is line 3. Not included the quotes here. Close. Now then this is how we added, but let it be this one as item itself, okay, not line. Replace it by item, so easily analyze what I'm saying. Okay. Item 1, item 2, item 3. But I want to pass this data into this list view. Okay. I want to show the data like this one, this is item 1, this is item 2, this is item 3, must be shown here in this item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4 should be shown, right? So what for that, what I will do, I will just use a method, an inbuilt method. If you are not getting now how what are these, in the upcoming video I will be explaining in depth, okay. Now just under, these are also some very basic concepts, so try to understand the things, okay. For that I will use set adapter, set list adapter, and inside this list adapter I will declare new array adapter, okay. I will be using array adapter. Then inside that array adapter, which type is that, this array that we are passing, which is the type that we will display, we will write it, that is string. And then inside this parenthesis we will write get activity. These all activity must be shown inside the activity, so we will be writing get activity, okay. Then I will be initializing android, so don't worry, now we are not creating an list, okay. We are just using inbuilt functions. Now I will write some how to create list view and all those things in depth, we will be seeing in the future or upcoming videos or the upcoming sessions. But before that, I will be using the list, this one, to display how it should display for me. I will be using the simple resource from the Android itself, like the predefined views. See, I'm not having this Android.r here anyway. In my resource, we are having only these three XMLs, but we are using it, or we are importing from the predefined library itself. Okay, for that, Android r dot layout, and then the layout name which I want. Okay, let the layout be simple layout one. Okay, simple list item. This is the name that is used inside this Android R layout. Okay, and then I want to specify what I want to pass. I want to pass the data, right? At the last, we will be using this data to be passed inside the list. Okay, but in this case we can't pass more array list like data. If we are having data 1, data 2, data 3, we can't pass all those datas at a time. We will be using other list adapters. For that case, we will be having another easy step that I will be teaching you. Okay, but before that, let me show you if it runs or not. Before that, will let me clear these things like not null and all those things, because it will provide me or it will give me the error. So before that, let me clear this. Okay, now it's well and good. Now let me relaunch the application. Let's see in this list it will be added or not. Okay, in this it should show me this is line item 1, item 2, item 3. Okay, now relaunch the application and the Gradle is building. Let's wait and see. See, in this case we can also add something like this is item 1. Instead of adding these all things, we can name the players like cricket players, football players, anyone. We can add in this data and we can pass it here, and which show where it should show me the description of that player. We can also build that application. I will be showing other types of examples in the future, but now let's not make it complicated. Let it be the easy one, the simple one. Now let's see the okay application has been launched. See, this item 1, this is item 2, this is item 3 has been seen here, that is that have been passed here. Like for line 1 it should be this item 3, item 2, item 1, and it is showing me in the white colors because I cleared the background color before. And again now it is displaying me in the list view. Okay, and now let's move on to this detail view. I want some description to be shown with this items, right? So let's move into the detail view. Now let me go to this Java, sorry, this XML. If you want to change the color, you can change. I will be leaving it as it is. Okay, let me change the mode to landscape because I want the application to be in the landscape mode. See, I have also used this in the landscape mode. I can use this. Okay, I want to see in the horizontal way, so I will be using this one. Let it be in the horizontal mode. It doesn't make difference to add the list, but in this case I want to add the text view, so I will be using it in a landscape mode itself. Okay, let me add this let me drag text view and let me add this. I will be leaving the color same, background color, and then I will let it be the text view as text view itself. And then let's move into the text width or let's layout margin. Let me choose it to from 20 itself. Okay, 20 dp. Then let me increase the text size. Okay, text size and the color. Change to the color, text color to the white. Okay, let it be white. So because we can see upon the blue. If the black is there, then we can't see it clearly. And let me increase text size. Hmm, somewhere I didn't select it. Sorry. See, it is here text size. In this case, I will use some 25 sp. Okay, let it be some bigger one text. Okay, and I will rename this element to description. Okay, this one to TV description. I want to provide the description of the list. Okay, perfect. Okay, then it is showing me the error because we this is not an this is a hard coded string, because it's therefore it is showing me the warning. Now what's the beautiful thing is that when I this main activity is hosting, see, it will be displaying the text view, and this text view, this detailed text view is also belonging to the main activity. I can directly link this fragment to the detailed fragment to the main activity itself. Okay, I can directly create a link where this main activity is holding both the fragments, so we can directly use the uh, coding inside this main activity.java itself. Okay, let's see how to do it. Inside this, first let me link this. Okay, like this, what is the element id? This is element id is the TV description. Let me link it first. Okay, let me, that is text view. Okay, so text view TV description. Okay, then inside the on create, let me go in and write uh, sorry, TV description, uh, to set the text. I want to display it, right? Now I want to link the description, right? So I will be using TV description is equal to find view by id r dot id dot TV description. Okay, then it's linked now. Before that, what I want to do is when I click this button, this list view or this list view, then I want to uh, show the things related to that item 1 here, description about that. And when I click item 2, then I want to show the description related to the item 2. So what I will do, I will use again array. Okay, array list. I will use array list again, array list, and I will declare the data type to string itself. So, and then I will declare a string as description. Descriptions is equal to new array list. Okay, and inside this I will write string, and then descriptions add, I will add the lines similar to the list view. Okay, instead of writing this is item 1, let me add as this is item, sorry, description of the item 1. Let it be description of item 1. And let me copy this things as 3 times because I have 3 items, right? So let it be 3 times. Let it be let it be item 3, and this one is item 2. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to display it, right, inside the, when I click this, it want me to show the description of list 1 as it is in the, this, see, descriptions dot add, the description of item 1 is in the array 0, and see, this also is this item, this is item 1, is also in the array 0. So we want to link it now. So how to link it, we will see now. Just go to this list view.java. uh, Let me explain you in simple words now. If you don't understand, just try to understand now. When I want to click on this item 1, then it should go back to this main activity and search for the array 0, and it should display me this description of item 1. Okay. Or when I press this this is item 2, then it should show me that it should go back to the main activity and Java main activity, and then it should see for the array z2, array 1, array value. Okay. To make that, like if I want to show you in this thing, when I press item number 1, it should display me the description of item 1. Similarly, to make that interface, or to make the connection, or to make the link between list view and the main activity, I will be going to this list view.java file, and let me include one public method. Okay, let it be public. uh, Let me use interface method, interface, and then let it be interface itself. Sorry, don't be interface, let it be item selected. Selected, item selected. Then let me open the void. Then let me create a void here. Void on item selected. This is a method called on item selected. Now, what I want to display is int index. I will declare it as int index. See, why I'm declaring int index means I want the value of index, because this is also storing inside the array value of 0, and this list is also storing in the array value of 0. So what we want is, we want just an index number. Okay. In simple words, what is that? uh, I want to get this index number, and I want to get back it to this main activity, and this main activity should contact this detail fragment, detail view, so that it should display me the description, which line it should display me the description. Okay. So we will be creating this interface method. After creating this interface method, what we want to do is, we will uh, declare this item selected to as an public variable. Okay, like selected to an activity. Okay. Let me change this first. Let me change it to the selected. Okay, let it be. And here I want to write it as item selected itself, and I will declare an activity. Okay, item selected as an activity, because it helps us to go back to this main activity, and which creates links. Okay, it is helping me to create the link. After declaring this item selected as activity, then let me go into this on attach method. Inside the on attach method, let me use let me declare the activity is equal to item selected, and after that, let me write context. Context means, okay, in simple words, this is activity is an interface. We declared it as an interface, and then this is an interface name, and this is the context. Context means this is the main activity, which helps us to contact the main activity. Okay. If we try to run this application now, it will give me the exception error. Okay, because we not implemented this interface inside the main activity. Now let's see how to implement that interface, what we declared this interface inside this main activity. Okay, let's see. Now we want to add implements. Okay, implements. uh, then implements means which implements this interface inside this main activity. So then what I want to do, I want to include this item selected interface. Okay, see, it is giving me directly, so just select it and it will use the method name or the class name, that is list view dot item selected. Okay, now I want to call the method that is on method selected. Okay, now we should implement the method. How to implement the method? Just go here and right click on this implements and then select show context actions and select implement methods. Okay, it will ask me the two implements where I have selected this on item selected. See, wait a minute. Let me select this first and let me explain. See, in this list view I have selected as an item selected. This name will be displayed in this main activity when I try to implement. Okay, then see, it just created a method naming as on item selected. Now what I will type is, I will just type uh, on activity. Okay, first I will, activity means which is referring it, right, referring me. Before coming to this activity, let me say, let me come back afterwards, but before that let me explain. This is a index number. What is index? This, what is the arrays number? Before going to this, okay, let me come back to this afterwards. Now what I want to do is, I will just include activity. Inside this I will just include an activity. Okay, what this activity should pass me, activity is already referring to the main activity using this interface method. And now what I will do, I will just type uh, activity dot on item selected. This is the method which is calling. Okay, means this method must be there inside the main activity. See, we have already created the on item selected method. So when I write on item selected, it will call, it is calling the method, so it gets back to the main method and it calls this method to operate. Okay, I hope you guys are understanding. If not, don't worry, it is some complicated topics, but you can understand easily by practicing itself. Okay, before that, this is the activity dot on item selected, means we are passing some data, so or we are calling the method and we should pass the data that if the, this is the list view, right? When the person clicks on this list view first item, then when the person or the when the user clicks on this item, this is item 1, it should provide the description of that item 1, right? So what I will do, I will use this position. What is the position of this 0, right? So it is, we want to pass the data as position. I want to pass the position here. From here, position means the index value of the array. Let me pass this position to the this method which is having index. It should it is in the parameter of int, so it will import the parameter of int. Okay, so that we can get the um, value of array, so it can provide me the description of the array 0, or in this case 0 or anything, its index values. Okay, now coming back to the main activity, what I will declare it here means, I want to display that views, right? After getting the index value, what I want to do, I want to just display this descriptions of line 1, line 2, line 3 and all those things. Then what I will do, I'll just set the, sorry, I will write TV description. This is the name that I have identified, right? Sorry, that is linked. So what I will do, I will just type TV description dot set text, means this is linked to the text view. So in this text view, it wants me to display the description. So I will be using this linked value tv description dot set text to descriptions. Okay. Before that, let me change this descriptions to, let me declare it. Uh, let me declare it in the top itself, so it can be used as global variable. Okay, or else we can't use the description variable here. So let me descriptions that, and now we can use it inside the other method also. When we declare it globally, we can use it easily. See, descriptions. Now what happens is, it just in this case, when I click this item 1 and it passes the position, what is the position? 0. It passes this position to the main activity using that context activity, and that value is called using this method. This will call the method. See, this on item selected, this method will be called, and then it should pass me the value in the integer format. It will pass me 0, then it should provide me the I want to set the text there. Okay. Uh, and this is an array, right? This is passing the values of an array, so I want to use, instead of a of 0, I will be using descriptions dot get, and inside that get I will use index, so that I can refer it to the uh, array's value. Like this will be the a, descriptions is nothing but a, and inside the box what we were writing as I, that is called as get index. I hope you are understanding this fragments. Okay, let it be. This tv description, I have set the text. Now let me see that how this application works now. Okay, let me launch the application. See, now I launched the application, and the Gradle started its building. Once it installs, let me resume the video. See, now it has been installed. See, it is displaying me the text view here in the detail fragment, and this is the buttons. Let me click this. This is item 1. Sorry, it's not responding, I think. Let me relaunch the application. Fragment. This is item 2. Sorry, it's not working. Let me debug the one and let me come back. See, debug the code now. There was some null exception errors where I didn't edited any code, but I removed that error. Okay, don't worry. If it comes, do just replace this override method. Okay, just rewrite this code. Okay, then now let's see how it works. See, already the application has been launched now, and then let me click on this item. Okay, this description must be changed now. Let's see how it changes. See, it is displaying me the description of item 1, and if I press this is item 3, then it will show me description of item 3. If I press this, or if I click on this list, it will give me the description of item 2. If I add another 4 to 5 lines, like fourth, this is item 4, this is item 5, and description of item 4 will be displayed, and item 5 will be displayed when I click on this list. Okay, this fragment is A and this fragment is B, and these both are working under the main activity. Okay, with the interface from this fragment to this fragment is based upon the main activity. See, here we are sending all the things back to this main activity, but there is some problem here. Let me show you by closing all the applications. Okay, let me reload the application now. Let relaunch it. Okay, this is the fragment. application. I'm launching now, and see, it is showing me text view, right? Instead of showing me text view, I want to show the first item itself. So what I will do is I will just go back to the list view.java file, and I will set inside this on activity created after the thing after this getting things like getting imported this one data and stored into the array. What I will do, I will just assign this activity. After assigning this, I will assign this activity on item selected to index position 0 itself. Let's see how. Vt dot on selected on items selected, I will give it as 0. Okay, now what happens is this index value is now set. Okay, it doesn't affect here in this place. This affects only when the list item like this is item 2. When it is clicked, then this activity going to change. But in this case, on activity created at, see, we are creating the activity here, what to do and how to do, or what are the lists that should be displayed, and all those things. Here only what I will do, I will add this line, that is the index value. What happens, this activity is used by this interface. Okay, see, interface. With the help of that, we will be going into this main activity and searching for the on item selected method, and the method will call here. Okay, then what happens, then this text view will be set to the what have given here, what have the index value I have given, 0, right? So it will pass to this value here 0, and it will print the value of 0. Let me show you how. Okay, run, let me relaunch. Let's see if it works or not. Okay, just building the Gradle now. Let's wait for a minute. Let it build the Gradle. See, Gradle now build its finishing. Sorry, Gradle build finished now. Okay, let me launch the application. Let it launch. It is launching the activity now. See, see, it will launch it. Yeah, we can see launching, and see now this text view. In the previous stage, it was displaying me text view. When I click this item 1, this is item 1, then this description is was going to change, right? But now when I added this line, it directly changed the this item 1 to description of item 1. Directly it is showing me. When I click this, it will be the same. When I click this second link, second list, second id of the dish, it will change it to the item 2. And when I click this third one, it will be also changed to the description of item 3. When I click again this item 1, it will show me this one. But there is one kind of error here. What is that? Let me show you. When we go into the portrait mode, it will be like in the smaller way. Okay, see, smaller display. There will be like we can't see or we can't identify the things inside the list or the description. Okay, it will be so small that we can't analyze it what's there, but it will work. Okay, but what we will do, we don't want to show like this for the user. So what happens if I show like this? There will be a bad impression about the application. So what I will do, I will just use the another method. Okay, to do that, let me go back and first let me create an another directory, another file. Okay, inside the layout that is related to the land. Okay, landscape mode. Let me go and right click on this first. Okay, select this resource. For a while it's lagging. For the we will right click on it. It's again hanging. I don't know why. Let me clear some memories. Okay, wait a minute. Go here and click it new, and then just one directory. Okay, just load the directory, not anything else. Just click on the directory and it will ask you the name of new directory. Okay, for that let me give layout and then land. Means this will be automatically included inside this layout directory. Okay, so you should use similar to this one, not similar, same to this one. Okay, because we want to include this XML file inside this layout itself. If we use map and some dash, then it goes and sit inside the map. But I want to store it in a layout itself. Okay, I will write land, then hit enter. It will create a new layout. Okay, but it will not show here because there is no file inside it. But when you go inside the C users and Android projects fragment, then you can easily see that folder here. Okay, but now what I will do, I will copy this activity main XML. Okay, by right clicking, just copy it. Okay, copy the whole path, whole things. What happens when you copy this file? It just copies all the design related to it. Okay, just click on copy and then uh, go to here in on this layout, right click. Okay, and then paste. It will ask you the directory to where it should paste. Okay, this is will let the name be it's this one itself, but I will place it in a different directory that I have created before, land directory, right? So let me choose it, put this, and see here it is showing me the land directory here, layout land. Okay, let me click OK and then click on OK. Okay, see, it will load now. See, the new directory has been loaded and two XML file, one is land and one is this normal portrait mode is stored under the activity main directory. Okay, this is how this is. See, there is no difference between this main activity and this land activity. Both are same. Let me show you once again in the landscape. See, both are same here. This is layout, this is main layout. Okay, and that one will be the uh, normal one. See, there is no difference between land layout and layout main layout. Okay, but what I want to do, let me close this. See, let me close this activity main also. Okay, now let me open that both files again because I want to change the layout ID. Okay, see, I have opened it now. This is one activity main XML, and I will open this also now. See, I have opened both, and this is the landscape activity and this is the main activity. But let me go to the code and see, this is layout portrait. I want to change this landscape to the landscape. Okay, let the let me erase this portrait in the ID and place it as land. Okay, inside this linear layout. Okay, okay, then just close this. You don't have to do anything with it right now, as I changed the layout name to layout land, that is stored inside this uh, XML file. Okay, one is portrait and one is landscape. And now let's move into this main activities of Java. Okay, uh, what I was telling is I don't want to see in the portrait mode, right? So what I will do, I will just go into this on create method and I will add one if condition statement, like if I will open the condition parenthesis, and inside that I will open another bracket and I will type r dot id dot uh, let it be layout portrait, and then outside it I will write not equal to null. What happens is, let me write the comment also. What happens, this layout is in portrait mode. Okay, let me open the loop. Means it is telling that, sorry, I want to write another thing here. I missed that find view by, okay, find view by id. I want to write. See, now the error has been gone. See, find view by id and this layout portrait which is not equal to null, means that detail, the phone is not in the portrait mode. It is saying if I use equal to null, then it is saying that it is not in the uh, portrait mode. If not equal to null means it is having some value because of the portrait mode. Okay, and inside let me write similar to the this one for landscape. This, let me first write the condition. If find view by id, inside that I will write r dot id dot this one what I have defined before, portrait. Right now I will write layout land. Okay, and I will type not equal to null. Okay, then I will open parenthesis s. Now I will use adapter here, adapter manager. Now I will start the fragment manager. Okay, fragment manager means which helps us in several activities. Okay, manager, and I will assign some reference to it. I will start the manager is equal to this dot, give some space here, this dot, and I will put fragment manager. Okay, means it will see, when I type get, it will directly import it. What it means it will start to support this transactions. What are all going here, what are transaction, I will show you. Let me now type manager dot manager matlab it is an variable. Okay, manager dot uh, begin transaction. I want to use this because what happens when I start transactions, then I can hide or show something that is related to the manager. With the help of manager I can easily show the things or hide the things or commit the things. Okay, but now what I will want to do, when I will be using this layout portrait mode, then I don't want to show details. I want to show only list view, right? So what I will do, I will just type hide. Inside that hide I will include is like manager dot hide, sorry, not hide, manager dot find view by id. Inside that id I want to give id dot let me show you once again this xml files. Okay, see this case dot hide manager dot find man fragment by id or id dot I want to include I want to hide this detail view. So what is the detail view id code, id number? Let me show. See, this is id of this layout is this one. Sorry, wait a minute, let me show you the layout. Okay, I didn't declare any id for this one. Let me declare it now. Before declaring the id, what I will do, um, I will just go to the main activity XML. Okay, let me open the activity XML. See, for detail for list fragment, I have an ID called list frag, right? And for the detail fragment, I will having the ID called detail frag. So what I will do, I will use it here in the main activity Java. See, I want to hide details, so I will write r dot id dot detail frag. I will hide it. Okay, then let me close this and I will write dot show, sorry, see, but it is showing me error because I have included the semicolon here. We should not include semicolon when we start the transaction. Okay, at the end of the code we want to use the semicolon here. Okay, now let me write show first. Similar to that, I will write manager find view by id dot find view by id. Inside that I will use r dot id, then dot what I want to show, I want to show the uh, first list, right? So I will use list frag. Then I will type commit. Okay, wait a minute, dot commit. Then I will directly close this uh, transaction. So see, there is no errors now. Okay, and this is a which one to show and which one to hide, we are declaring it here. But in this case, in the landscapes case, what I want to do, I will just copy these things. I want to show both, right? I don't want to hide anything inside the landscape because we can see it clearly. So what I will do, instead of hiding this one, I will type it as show. Only the difference is okay. Now let me run the application and see what happens. See, the Gradle field build has been finished and I will, it's just installing now. See, launch succeeded. See, now it is showing me the list view in the landscape portrait mode, and when I shift back to the landscape mode, let's see what it will show. It is showing me now both the things, right? Let me verify it. See, this is showing me the both things, like when I press this item 1 it will show me item 1, when I press this it will show me item 2, when I press this it will show me item 3. But when I shift back to the portrait mode, it is showing me this one. Well, it's well and good. Okay, what we required was it is showing me. But when I press this item 1, this item 2, this item 3, it is not showing me the detailed view. For that, what I want to do is I want to just copy this code. Okay, this whole code, and then what I want to do, I will just paste it here. It was setting the text, right? So what I will do, I will just paste the code. See what happens now. If the layout is in portrait mode, then only it enters the loop. Inside this loop I have made some changes, like I am using manager, but now I want to hide list. Okay, this list I want to hide, and I want to show the detail. Okay, let me change it. I want to show detail, and I want to hide the, this one list. Okay, now let me run it again. Let's check if it works or not. The model is building. Let's wait for a while. See, Gradle is also already built, and now it will start to install the application. Yeah, see, but what is happening? It is showing me the detailed view itself. It's because in the list view, what happened is I have declared it previously that activity dot item select 0. It want to show me 0. In for this thing, it is showing me in the application that directly this description itself, not the list view. So what I will do, I will just comment it out, and then I will include one if condition here. But before adding any if condition, let me run this application. It will finish it in a few seconds itself. Wait, see. See, it's now finished. Previous application. Now it will install the application. Okay, it's launching the activity now. See, it's launched now without any errors. Like previously, it was showing me the first time. At the first time, it was showing me the detailed view. But now let's click on this. See, it is going into the description of item 1. Okay, but when I click this back button, it is directly going back or going out of the application itself. But I want to avoid it. I want to just go back to this list. Okay, how can we do it? I will show you, but let's move into the landscape mode first. See, but it is showing me text view itself. I also want to fix this one. Okay, so how to fix this one? Let me show you that also, and this one back button case also in the when I open this fragment, when I click this item 1, it will show me the detailed view, and then when I press this back button, it will just go out of this application. Okay, to fix that back button, what I will do is, if this find view by ID is there, right, in this thing, I will just add one more line, that dot back. Sorry, sorry, this is a portrait mode, right? And it's just on condition. I don't add there. I will add detail. I want to come back from detail to list, right? So I will add in this case that dot back means, if I type back, it will ask me to add to backstack, and inside the add to backstack, type it null. Then it will redirect me back to the list view itself. Okay, then one more thing we want to fix it is that in the list view, I want to in the landscape mode, I don't want to show that text view. Instead of showing text view, I want to show this one, the activity, first activity itself. Okay, first item. For that, what I will do, I will just include one if condition. Inside that, I will type this dot activity, and then I will type dot view by ID. Sorry, this dot get activity. Okay, and then dot find, sorry, find view by id. Inside the id I will write r dot id dot this layout portrait. Okay, let me do this condition and say that not equal to null. Then this will be in the portrait mode itself, right? Sorry, let it be, let me change this to land. If this condition is inside the landscape mode only, then only it should assign it. Okay, this is in the landscape mode. Okay, me open the package. Inside that I will just copy this whole thing, and then sorry, copy, I will cut it. Then I will just paste it here. Okay, what happened here? If this phone is in the landscape mode only, then only it will go inside this loop and it will select the index value as 0. Okay, and it will assign it. Let me relaunch the application. What are the changes we did now? We just changed this back button error and also the text view error. Okay, let me relaunch it. Let this get added build now. It's just building now. See, it's just built. Now it will install in on this device. See, it's installed now. First let me verify the back button. Let me go into this item 1 and see it is displaying me the description of item 1 detailed view, and when I press this back button it is just getting back to the list view itself. See, I'm not using any other activities. We are using only the fragments. Inside one screen, I can use many layouts. Okay, like see, when I press this item 2, it is showing me in the single screen itself. It is displaying description of item 2, and also we fixed this back button error, which is not now, which is not going back or going out of the application. Let me verify the text view also now. Let me rotate. See, it is now fixed. This is showing me a description of item 1. And let me go back to this one. When I go to the item 3 and when I press this back button, it will just come back to the list view itself. Like this, we can add any of the lists. Okay, like player's name, as I told before, I can add player's name here. And if I click on this, it will show me the description of that or something, some information about them, about the players and all those things. We can add it here. Okay, for that we will create an xml file and directly we can add. Okay, this is how fragments work. It's just simple, but while creating it will be somewhat complicated for the first time to learn. If you have any doubts regarding these fragments, do contact me and do ask me in the doubt sessions. And in the next video of this day 13's part 2 video. Okay, in the part 2 video I will be explaining recycler view and card view. Okay, now this is in this part 1 video I just explained how the fragments work. Okay, just you also once practice. If you get any doubts, do contact me then. That's all. uh, in the next part we will be studying what are all recycler view, card view. Okay, thank you.